more social media we have, the more we think we're connecting, yet really we're disconnecting with each other. Most people have social media apps on their phones, whether it's to stay in touch with friends, promote your business, or even become an influencer. Social media is everywhere. It's very rare to find someone who does not actively use some sort of social media. According to the University of Maine, there are 4.8 billion social media users across the world. That's 59.9% of the global population, and 92.7% of all internet users use social media. That means that the majority of people who have access to the internet use some sort of social media app. With that being said, the impact social media has is widespread. Although there are many ways to utilize social media in a smart way, most people use it irresponsibly. The increasing use and influence of social media has a negative impact on our society. Firstly, it disconnects people from reality. Secondly, it has a negative impact on mental health, especially among young kids and teens. And lastly, social media has become addicting. Whether people like to hear it or not, social media disconnects people from reality. It is very easy to consume by the infinite media that is constantly posted online. It's easy to fall into a rabbit hole of scrolling. Spending so much time on the internet limits in-person interactions. Despite the countless conversations that take place on social media, this means that people don't feel the need to interact with people in person. People have begun to maintain their relationships through a phone. This can negatively impact someone's ability to communicate effectively, as well as people's social skills. Additionally, this means that people rely on the attention they get online as a form of satisfaction that they don't get due to lack of experience in in-person interactions. Speaking with someone in person allows the opportunity to read a person's facial expressions and tones, which will allow someone to form an appropriate response. One of the biggest factors that contribute to disconnection with reality is the fact that people compare themselves to other people or things that they see online. Lawrence Robinson says, even if you know the images you're seeing are manipulated in some form, they may still make you feel insecure about how you look or what's going on in your life. Social media tends to create a sense of jealousy within someone when they see something they wish they had. However, most social media posts only show the good portions of someone's life or their appearance. Comparison to manipulated things will create feelings of self-doubt and a sense of not being good enough. This feeling can disconnect someone from the reality of life. It's not all rainbows and sunshine. Even if that's the way it seems on media. All of these things not only disconnect people, but can also cause a negative impact on someone's mental state. Mental health has become a more prominent issue in today's generation. A big contributor to this issue is social media. Social media has a tremendous impact on the way someone thinks and can influence a person's perspective, whether that's good or bad. Even though social media is based around interactions with people online and sharing your lives with others, too much time on social media can make someone feel more isolated than connected, which causes anxiety and depression. According to the University of Pennsylvania, social media apps like Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram can increase loneliness. This is sort of ironic since social media was made for interacting with others, but as previously mentioned, a lack of in-person interactions can make someone feel disconnected from others, which ties into the feeling of loneliness. Being so consumed in the content seen online can even cause things like disassociation. Someone being entranced with what they see on social media or their thoughts on the content can suspend a person's self-reflection and self-awareness. This dissociative state weakens someone's ability to recognize certain things, which makes someone more vulnerable when consuming media online. With mental illnesses becoming more common, people have started to share their experiences and symptoms online. Many young kids have access to the internet now, and if they see someone experience similar symptoms, like being sad or being nervous to talk to people, they may make the jump and claim they have depression or anxiety. Mental illnesses have become way too normalized in the media. Most people aren't shocked to hear when someone says they suffer from a mental illness. Social media is a big cause of this. A person's mental health is at risk with excessive use of social media, especially since it's designed to be addictive. The way that social media apps are designed is to hook the audience into continuously scrolling and viewing content. The apps appeal to certain aspects of the brain's reward system. Francis DeLomba says, once you see all the notifications for likes and positive comments popping up in your screen, you'll subconsciously register it as a reward. This can be called reinforcing nature. A person's brain releases dopamine when they receive likes or comments or positive feedback. This can become a continuous cycle of putting out content and getting the reward, which is the attention from other people online. With the reinforcing nature in place, it's common for people to get addicted to the attention they gain from it. so much to the point where their own emotions may rely or depend on how their most recent post did. Social media apps are designed to hook people in. It's easy to get in a state of doom scrolling. Doom scrolling can be defined as spending an excessive amount of time on social media, generally reading negative content. Doom scrolling can tie into the idea that social media can cause disassociation. Being in this state can lead to doom scrolling on media. Hours and hours can pass by without someone even remembering what they read on the previous post or video. Spending unrestricted time on social media constantly and not even retaining the information is a very common habit among young people, and the negative impacts of this practice will only become more prominent. Through excessive and unresponsible use of social media, negative side effects will become more and more apparent. Although there are many ways to utilize media apps effectively, if they're not used in a smart manner, they can become a threat to people's health, both emotionally and physically. Social media disconnects people from reality, has a negative impact on mental health, and can become very addicting. Remember, what consumes your mind controls your life.
Okay, buddy.